There is a story about a wanderer. His name is Dustin. He travels alone, but he is never lonely. He walks with no map, for his map is the world itself. Every sunrise is a new page. Every forest is a new chapter. For Dustin, life is not a problem to be solved. It is not a test with right or wrong answers. It is a grand adventure. It is a wonderful game. He does not ask, "What is the meaning of it all?" Instead, he smiles and asks, "Isn't this all so very interesting?" He sees the universe as a vast, playful dance, and he is simply one of the dancers. He feels the wind and knows it is a partner. He watches the stars and knows they are fellow travelers on this great journey. Dustin does not carry many things in his pack. He carries only what he needs, but he carries a special way of seeing. He sees the world not as a collection of separate things, but as a single flowing whole. He looks at a tree and does not just see wood and leaves. He sees the sun, the rain, and the earth all working together. He sees the memory of the seed and the promise of the forest. To him, the world is not a machine made of dead parts. It is a living, breathing being. And honestly, the most amazing part of this being, he thinks, is that it is aware. It knows itself. And this knowing is the greatest adventure of all. This unique way of seeing things has a name. We can call it Dustinism. It is not a religion with strict rules. It is not a science with hard facts. It is more like a poem or a piece of music. It is a viewpoint, a lens through which to look at the world. It is an invitation to stop struggling and start noticing. It asks you to quiet your busy mind for just a moment. It asks you to look around you right now and see the incredible show that is happening. It suggests that you are not just a small person in a big, empty universe. You are the universe itself experiencing itself. This idea might sound strange at first. We are so used to feeling separate. We feel like we are in here, inside our skin, looking out at the world out there. We say I, and we mean this little, separate self. Dustinism gently suggests that this feeling of being separate is a kind of illusion. It is a useful trick that helps us live our daily lives. But it is not the whole truth. The real you, the deeper you, is not just your body or your thoughts. The real you is connected to everything. You are a wave in the great ocean of existence. The wave is you, but the ocean is also you. So what is this thing we call consciousness? What is this feeling of being aware? Dustinism has a very simple and beautiful way to think about this. It says that consciousness is not a thing that you have. It is not something locked away inside your head. Consciousness is something that happens when things connect. It is a knowing together. Think about a single musician, alone in a room. She can play a beautiful melody on her flute. That is one kind of knowing. But now, imagine a whole orchestra. You have the violins, the cellos, the drums, and the horns. When they all play together, something new is born. A symphony appears. It is a much bigger, richer kind of knowing. The symphony is not inside the violin. It is not inside the drum. It is not even inside the conductor. The symphony happens in the space between all of them. It lives in the relationships, in the connections. It is the sound of them all knowing together. This is the central idea of Dustinism. Your own consciousness, the feeling of being you, is like that symphony. It is not found in a single brain cell. It is born from the incredible connection of billions of brain cells, all working together. They are knowing together, and out of that relationship, your awareness shines. You are the music that your brain is playing. This idea changes how we see ourselves. If consciousness is about connection, then it is not something we own. We are not masters of awareness. We are participants in it. We are part of a much larger orchestra. Your brain cells connect to create your mind. But what happens when people connect? When we talk, when we share ideas, when we work together, a new kind of knowing emerges. A family has its own kind of awareness. A city has a feeling, a pulse. A whole culture shares a way of seeing the world. This is also a form of knowing together, just on a bigger scale. Dustinism invites us to see that we are not islands. We are not separate minds bumping into each other in the dark. We are part of a great web of awareness. Your thoughts are not just yours. They are woven from the language you learned, the stories you were told, and the conversations you have every day. Your feelings are connected to the feelings of those around you. We are all influencing each other all the time. We're all part of a great cosmic conversation. We are not just making our own little tunes. We are contributing our notes to the symphony of all life. Now let's take this idea and look at it more closely. It is like looking at a fractal. A fractal is a pattern that repeats itself at every level, from the very small to the very large. Think of a fern. The shape of the whole fern is repeated in the shape of each branch, and the shape of each branch is repeated in the shape of each tiny leaf. Dustinism sees consciousness this way. The pattern of knowing together happens everywhere, on every scale. It is a fundamental pattern of the universe. It is the way the cosmos is built. At the smallest level we can imagine, perhaps particles connect. They relate to each other, creating the simple laws of physics. That is a basic kind of knowing. Then atoms connect to form molecules. Molecules connect to form cells. Those cells have a new, more complex kind of awareness. They know how to find food, how to divide, how to work together to build a body. Then, as we saw, billions of brain cells, or neurons, connect in your head. This creates the bright, self-aware consciousness that you experience right now as you read these words. It is the same pattern, just becoming more and more complex. But the pattern does not stop with you. You connect with other people. People form families, communities, and nations. These larger groups also have a kind of awareness. They have memories, which we call history. They have goals and dreams. They can act as one. And what if we go even bigger? Think of a forest. All the trees are connected by a vast network of roots and fungi underground. They share nutrients. They send signals to each other. The forest, in a way, is a single living intelligence. It is a community of beings knowing together. This is a beautiful and humbling thought. It means that consciousness is not special to humans. It is a property of the whole universe, woven into its very fabric. From the dance of galaxies to the network of neurons in your brain, the same principle is at play. Connection creates awareness. The more complex the connection, the more complex the awareness. So you are not a strange accident in a dead universe. You are a natural expression of a universe that is waking up to itself at every level. You are a perfect little fern leaf, showing the pattern of the whole cosmic forest. So what then does Dustinism say about God? This is honestly a question that many people ask. In so many old stories, God is like a person, a king, a father, a judge who lives somewhere up in the sky. He created the world, and now he just watches it from a distance. He is separate from his creation. But Dustinism, well, it suggests a different picture. It does not ask you to believe in a person in the sky. Instead, it invites you to look at the whole system, the entire cosmic web of connections, and call that God. Not a being who has consciousness, but the very process of knowing together itself. Imagine, just for a moment, that the universe is not a thing that was made, but a thing that is happening. It is a verb, not a noun. It is a process of unfolding, of connecting, of becoming more and more aware. In this view, God is not outside the universe. God is the universe, the whole thing. The galaxies, the stars, the planets, the forests, the animals, and you. All of it together is the one reality. It is the total system, alive and aware. There is no separation between the creator and the creation. The universe is creating itself, playing with itself, knowing itself, through you and through everything else. And this is not an idea that Dustin wants to argue about. He is not trying to prove that other ideas are wrong. He would say that this is just his map. If you have a different map that helps you navigate the adventure of life, that is wonderful. Dustinism is not a belief you must accept. It is a tool you can use if you find it helpful. Its purpose is not to win a debate, but to open a door. It is to help you feel less alone, less separate, and more connected to the incredible dance of existence. It is a way to fall in love with reality. So when you look at the night sky, you are not just looking at distant balls of gas. You are looking at parts of the same body you belong to. You are looking at your larger self. The universe is not a cold, empty place with just a few sparks of life. It is a single living organism, and we are like cells in its vast body. The feeling of wonder you have when you see a beautiful sunset is the universe enjoying its own beauty through your eyes. The love you feel for another person is the universe connecting with itself. It is all one grand sacred process. In the end, Dustinism is not a destination, it is a path. It is a way of walking. Dustin, the wanderer, would not want you to simply follow in his footsteps. He would want you to find your own way. He is only sharing what he has seen on his journey. in the hope that it might inspire you on yours. The real point is not to believe in Dustinism, but to become a bit of a Dustin yourself. To become a curious wanderer in your own life. To look at the world with fresh eyes and ask your own questions. To see your life as a great and unfolding adventure. And you can start right now in this very moment. You do not need to go on a long journey. Just pause, look around the room, notice the connections. The light from the lamp is connected to the power plant, which is connected to the river or the coal deep in the earth. The chair you're sitting on is connected to a tree and to the carpenter who made it. Your own body is connected to the food you ate, the air you are breathing, and the countless generations of ancestors who came before you. You are not an isolated thing. You are a meeting place for all of these wonderful connections. Feel this connection. Feel how you are a part of something so much bigger than your small, everyday self. You are a note in a cosmic symphony. You are a thread in a universal web. You are a dancer in a cosmic dance. This is not just a nice idea, it is a feeling. It is a way of being. When you feel this, the fear of being alone can soften. The pressure to always be right can fade away. You can relax into the flow of life, knowing that you are held by this vast, intelligent universe. You belong here. You are a perfect and necessary part of it all. So walk your own path. Be open-minded. Be curious. If this idea of knowing together makes sense to you, play with it. See where it takes you. If it does not, that is perfectly fine too. The universe is big enough for all kinds of views. The most important thing is to keep your heart open. Keep your sense of wonder alive. And never forget that you are part of an incredible mystery. You are a wave in the ocean of being, so dance your dance. Sing your song, live your adventure. The universe is waiting to see what you will do.